Going to start with a simple quiz, a short quiz. We're going to do this long division. So if you're watching the video, you should pause and do the division as people do in class. Notice that the last number here is C. So we have a polynomial here, but we have an arbitrary number C here. You can pick your favorite number and replace C with that number, or you can just use C. Either way, it's not going to make much difference. And you'll see that as we work it out. So go ahead and work out the steps, do the long division, and then we'll demonstrate. Okay, everybody has had time to work this through. Some people had some difficulties, and make sure we explain things fairly carefully. Of course, that was done last time, so if you're not sure of the steps, you can refer back to that video or any of about 1 million videos online. The open math videos could be useful here. Okay, so we're dividing x minus 2 into 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x plus c. I should have read that earlier. If you're vision impaired, that could be helpful to you. Okay, so there is the division. Well, we start by dividing the leading term x into the leading term of our polynomial. X divided into 2x cubed is 2x squared. And of course, we can verify that by multiplying 2x squared by x. And that's going to give us 2x cubed. Well, okay, so we got 2x squared. Now, if we get a 2x squared up here, remember that what we get for the quotient here multiplied by the divisor, x minus 2, has to equal a polynomial. So if we have a 2x squared up here and it's going to multiply the x minus 2, well, that means we're going to get 2x cubed minus 4x squared. We multiply the 2x squared by the x minus 2. It gives us this much of our polynomial. And then we subtract this from the polynomial to see what additional part of the polynomial we need and what we're going to need in order to get that. Now, I make a little auxiliary minus sign here to remind myself that I'm subtracting this from this, and a little plus sign on the, okay, that minus sign went on the 2x cubed, and then we do a plus sign on the negative 4x squared. We don't change the minus to a plus. We just write a little tiny plus sign somewhere close by to remind us that since we're subtracting negative 4x squared, we have to add 4x squared. Now, the 2x cubed minus 2x cubed gives us 0. And the 5x squared minus negative 4x squared, which is 5x squared plus 4x squared, gives us negative x squared. Okay, well, 0 doesn't really have to be written, so I'll just kind of smudge it out. But I'll leave it there to show you that it was there, just been smudged out. And you don't absolutely have to write that down. You just have to know that since that's 0, you don't have to include it. Okay, so x goes into negative x squared, negative x times. So now we're building up our quotient, 2x squared minus x. Okay, our quotient has to start with that, otherwise we're not going to get 2x squared. We're not going to get negative 5x squared. Okay, well, negative x multiplied by x minus 2 gives us negative x squared plus 2x. Now, before I brought this 7x down here to be right above the 2x, It's not absolutely necessary, although it's usually done. So I'm going to just go ahead and do this. Notice that I'm keeping the x cubed terms lined up vertically with the x cubed terms, the x squared terms with the x squared terms, and the x terms with the x terms. Okay, I put my little reminder, my negative x squared that I just got by multiplying negative x by x minus 2 will have a plus on it because we're subtracting a negative x squared. In the plus 2x, we'll put a little auxiliary minus sign here because we are subtracting. So we're going to have 7x minus 2x gives us 5x. And then we divide the x of the divisor x minus 2 into the 5x, and we get plus 5. So we then have, okay, if this is our quotient, then 2x squared minus x plus 5 multiplied by x minus 2 is going to equal the original polynomial. Now, that's, I don't think, going to be the case. So in any case, the 5 will multiply the x minus 2. So we're going to get a 5x here and then minus 10. So we're going to be subtracting 5x minus 10 from 5x. It's going to put a little auxiliary negative sign on the 5x and a little auxiliary positive sign on the negative 10. And what do we get? We get c minus 10. Now that's our remainder. So now we could write 2x squared minus x plus 5 plus remainder. Or we could write 2x squared minus x plus 5 plus c minus 10 over x minus 2. And that's the way I'm going to write it. Okay. So we don't divide the x into the c because x is variable, c is a fixed number, constant. Okay. This tells us two x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x plus c. Writing that is a numerator of a fraction, then a fraction line, then an x minus 2 in the denominator, equals all the dividend, the 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x plus c, should equal our quotient times our divisor. It means x minus 2 times our quotient, 2x squared minus x plus 5 plus c minus 10 over x minus 2 has to equal our dividend. And we should have anticipated that I wouldn't have room to write this out. So I have to do it on two lines. So we've got our, again, our 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x plus c divided by x minus 2 equals 2x squared minus x plus 5 plus c minus 10 over x minus 2. Multiplied by divisor. So we have x minus 2 multiplied by the entire quotient. We can check this out. We can multiply this out. And that's what I want everybody to do at the moment. Okay, so take a minute and multiply all this out. Now, if you've got a number for C, that's fine. You can have that number. So whatever your number for C was, it would replace all these C's, and that's just fine. But let's do this multiplication using the distributive law. Okay, now multiplying x minus 2 by the 2x squared minus x plus 5 plus c minus 10 over x minus 2 is going to check our division. Okay, so we multiply, let's write it out, x minus 2 times 2x squared minus x plus 5 plus c minus 10 over x minus 2 equals, well, we're going to multiply x by 2x squared minus x plus 5 plus c minus 10 over x minus 2 minus 2 times 2x squared minus x plus 5 plus c minus 10 over 2. And that's going to give us, well, going up to our x times 2x squared minus x plus 5 plus c minus 10 over x minus 2, we get x times 2x squared, which is 2x cubed. And then x times negative x is minus x squared. And x times 5 is 5x. And x times c minus 10 over x minus 2 is just x times c minus 10 over x minus 2. And then our minus 2 times our quotient. We're going to have minus 2 times 2x squared, which gives us minus 4x squared. Minus 2 times minus x gives us plus 2x. Minus 2 times 5 gives us negative 10. Minus 2 times c minus 10 over 2 gives us, well, just minus 2 times the quantity, c minus 10 over x minus 2. And I should have written x minus 2 up here where you can see it. Unless you're visually impaired. Okay. Now, we have all these terms. We've got to add them up. Well, we've got 2x cubed, and there are no x cubes to add, so that's all of our x cubes. We have a minus x squared and a minus 4x squared, which gives us minus 5x squared. We have a 5x and a 2x, which gives us 7x. And we have a minus 10, no other isolated numbers. And then we have plus x times c minus 10 over x minus 2 minus 2 times c minus 10 over x minus 2. Looking at the x times c minus 10 over x minus 2 minus 2 times c minus 10 over x minus 2, we see that this could be written as x minus 2 times c minus 10 over x minus 2. So again, the x times c minus 10 over x minus 2 minus 2 times c minus 10 over x minus 2 is just x minus 2 multiplied by c minus 10 over x minus 2. If you don't see that moving forward from the previous step, you can look at this or write down or whatever the expression x minus 2 multiplied by c minus 10 over x minus 2 and see that That's the same as x multiplied by c minus 10 over x minus 2 multiplied by c minus 10 over x minus 2, which is just what we have in the previous step. So this is just a reverse distributive law. Actually, it's factoring. We factor the c minus 10 over x minus 2 out of the expression. Okay, well, we have that at the end. And of course, we have our 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x minus 10 as well. And that'll be plus x minus 2 times c minus 10 over x minus 2. Of course, now x minus 2 multiplied by c minus 10 over x minus 2 just equals c minus 10. So what we have here is 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x minus 10 plus c minus 10. Which is 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x plus c minus 20. Now, I think I've got an error, so I'm going to pause for a second and see if I can locate and correct that error. You can locate my error. It's going to be a very easy error to fix, but can you locate the error? Stop and think about it for a minute. Look at everything I've done, starting with the long division, and then the steps I've made in multiplying the quotient, multiplying the divisor by the quotient. Okay, well, the error I made, see how I got this little plus sign